Hello everyone, Dinky Booty Kendo Physiology. More today is day 7, the final day of weights for better movement. First off, I want to start with, please anyone give me any ideas you might want to come up with, or suggestions on as far as content you would like me to cover beginning tomorrow for the next for the following week. As far as anything you've been wanting me to cover, anything you want me to go into more detail with, or even if you want a phase 2 of better. Or even if you want a phase 2 of weights for better movement, because I can definitely continue to go into some fine details. Quick recap, I've actually gone over several things, mainly the hip region, just because the hips are a key thing when training, that is going to get tight, especially if you're doing things like running, biking, things like that, because you're using your hip flexors a lot, using your groin or your iliopsoas muscle a lot, and you're actually using your quadricep muscles, and all those go hand in hand as far as the way your hips are going to contract and or tighten post-exercise or throughout the day. So with that in mind, like I said, I'm going to show you a couple more exercises for your hips. These once again, you want to vary your training. So these are actually going to be very beneficial, and you're going to feel these both in your iliopsoas or groin muscle, and you're going to feel it in your outer hips. Since I'm using tile floor, I actually get something for padding to put back here. Okay, so what I'm going to do here, and I'm going at an angle. So basically, let's just pretend I'm straight on an angle. There's not enough space in here to get a straight on angle, so I'm actually kind of angled. But the whole idea here, okay, so you want to, if you have a hard surface, then you're definitely going to want to put something down like this, okay? And what you want to do is you want to bring it basically into a lunge position, but you want to bring the outside leg, you want to bring it off to the side, rather than just in front of you, where I'm going to show you one in front of you. But first off, start it out to the side, get your rear leg as far as you can without feeling a bunch of pain. Of course, you want to feel some tightness and whatnot and tension, but not pain. Okay, so what you're going to do is you're going to keep your elbow, your forearm right on your leg with the weight in that actual hand itself. And then if you need to hold on to something, that's fine. But you can go forward here, let the weight drop you down slowly, just like the other exercises. Do this maybe 5 to 7 times. For this 5 here, kind of go into it a little bit. Hold for 10. Go a little more, come back. Go down maybe a few more times, depending on how tight that area is. And it's like always, I'm going to change sides, but before we do that, now we're going to go in front of us. We're going to change up the weight a little bit. We're going to grab it in our opposite hand, and we're actually going to rest it right here, so that when we come forward, first thing we're going to do is we're going to turn towards the weight. So like this. So here's the weight. Watch the way I turn. Boom here. That's going to really target your hip flexors, the outside part of your hips and whatnot. And if you hold on to something, again, that's fine. Same thing. About 5 or 7 times. Hold for 10. While you turn. Okay, and then you go into 2 more times, come back. Then, instead of turning, go straight, boom. I just do like 5 or 6 times like this, come back, and then one more good stretch here. Okay, and like I said, now we're going to want to change sides. So, position, whatever you're using for padding or whatever it is, just position your legs and everything. And remember, have your leg out at an angle. Rest your forearm. Same thing. Make sure your rear leg is back as far as possible, like I said, to where you feel a good amount of tension, inner tightness, but not pain, okay? I don't know how many that was, but, okay, hold for 10. Go into a few more, come back. A few more, okay? And then, again, straight ahead of you, grab the weight, over the side, like I said, once again, you need to hold on to something, that's fine. And turn towards the weight. Hold for 10. A few more, okay, and then straight ahead of you. Back and back. Now, the 2 exercises I just showed you, these are actually ones, I'm sure other people have done them, but I've never seen anyone else do them. I've never seen anyone do lunges, especially with weight, with your leg at an angle. And what I just showed you now as far as in front of your weight and turning like that, I've never seen anyone do that either. I'm sure other people have done it out there, but I feel that it's part of my innovation on things. One more thing I'd like to show you, and this is going to target mainly your outer hips. So if you have tight outer hips, or they just tend to get tight more than most people, this is the exercise for you. So what you want to do is, any of you know what a box stretch is in yoga? Basically, it's just like a crisscross, except you're going to have one leg on top of each other, and you want your leg. You don't want your legs in. You want them to be at a 90-degree angle as much as possible. Okay. And so when you do there's a couple different ways, depending on how tight they are. Okay. Set the weight right here. It can be this. It can be weight plate. Doesn't matter. Go about 5 times. Now what I do on my days especially I go for long runs, I do this, and then I hold it for an entire minute. Yes. We're just going to hold it for 10 seconds though. After 10, kind of give it a good push, okay? And then switch sides. Once again, you want at a 90-degree angle, both of your feet, or both your legs, as much as possible. Position them and get them in a good position before you start the exercise. And once again, put the weight on the side of your knee. Go about 5 times. And hold anywhere from 10 seconds all the way up to a minute, like I said, depending on how tight your hips are and or how much time you may have. Because the thing about these exercises, if you don't have a whole hell of a lot of time and you want to get a good thorough stretching in, you can actually do even just the movements. You don't even have to do the static holds on these. You can do just the movements themselves, and they will do wonders for you. Okay, so I also said I was going to give you a little bit of a training session, so I'm just going to show you something real quick. Like I said, you want to vary your training, but you really want to loosen your hips up. You can start with, depending on how many steps, you can do 3, 5, 7 steps, however many. We're not going to get into too much detail about that. That's going to be your own feel for it. Okay, and you can go down here, boom. And you can even start out just kind of getting loosened up really good before you actually hold. So let's say you want to do that. So you just want to do like, say, 5 of these. Boom. Come in closer. 5 of these. Okay. And then say 5 of these. Remember where you go off to the side, either your foot pointed out or in, depending on which area it feels the tightest. Whatever position feels the tightest, that's the one you want to go with. Back and forth here. Remember, you want to make sure, let the weight slowly drop. If it drops too fast, too quickly, and you're struggling, then use less weight. You can always progress up to the heavier weight. Okay, then you can go into any of the other exercises I showed you. You can go ahead and you can do either the ones angled out or in. Remember the ones angled out, forearm rests here. The ones where you go in, have the weight on the side here. Of course, switch sides. Boom here. There. Just to give you another example here. Okay, so there's so many different things we can do. I want you to challenge yourself today. Pick 5 of these exercises and do them. Do them with the weight. You know, do trial and error as far as how much weight you can use. Maybe start with 2.5 pounds, 5.5, 5 pounds, 10 pounds, whatever it may be. I've just been doing them for a little while, and I don't have a dumbbell. I do have some other weights, but I decided to go ahead and go with my kettlebell. It works well for me. So please realize that you are different than everyone else out there, and you are unique in your own special way, and we must vary our training. So challenge yourself today. Push yourself to the point where you know what, in your mobility and your flexibility, to where you're going to feel some discomfort. If you don't feel absolutely no discomfort and you're doing a structured mobility routine, you might get minuscule results, but you never will see the flexibility and mobility results that you will by pushing yourself and feeling the discomfort. And yes, you're going to feel some pain when it comes to mobility and flexibility, but you should not feel any type of excruciating pain to the point where you feel like you're going to pull something or anything like that. And if you need suggestions, please just give me some feedback, comment, ask me any questions you want. I'll answer the best I can. So let's do these things. Let's embrace that discomfort, and let's stay motivated. Believe in yourself. Believe you can do it, and believe that you deserve it. Let's get out there. Let's go smash fun. Kick that like button. Just don't break it. Let's go out there and do something. Do more than what you did yesterday. Believe that you can do more than what you ever thought possible. Push yourself. Let's go.